Hello, everyone. Oh my God, I can't believe the day is here. We are here. We are back. I am happy. I have my co-host with me today. Did you guys miss us? Like Coffee Talk with Mimi and Eunice. We are back. My name is Mimi. I am the owner of Mimi's Boutique. I am so excited to bring my co-host with you here. And I'm going to let her introduce herself. I don't even have to do it, because she's a power all by herself. Let's go, girl. Come on.
Hey, welcome to a Coffee Talk with Mimi and Eunice. My name is Eunice, of course. Coffee Talk, Mimi, Eunice. My name is Eunice. I am the founder and CEO of NSFP 31 and the president of Unwaveringly Faithful. I am so excited for all the amazing guests we're about to have, the amazing conversation, uncensored. Listen, just thinking about it is making me a little emotional and happy at the same time, mixed feelings all the way. But I'm excited. I mean, we have a lot of things planned.
Yes, we have a lot of things we're going to talk to you guys about. We have a lot of conversations, It's going to be great, like even we're going to have some teas for you. I know you guys love teas, like you're going to enjoy it. You love the shades,
drink coffee, I don't drink tea.
So, no, not that kind of tea, like the Will Smith and Jada tea. We know you love those kind of conversation, right, Eunice? Right?
I don't know if I like tea. I drink coffee, y'all. Mimi's coming with the tea. I'm coming with the
coffee.
But
listen, we got to add a little tea on there. So we're going to stir up so much for you guys. So stay tuned. We have so much more that we're going to bring for you. Stay tuned for more conversation.
This show is brought to you in part by Saver La Kai. Cliff. Oh my God. Amazing cremas. There is none like it on planet Earth. You heard it from me yourself. Put a little cube of ice in it. Stir it up. Drink. It makes good for nice events. If you're having an event, he sponsors it well. So contact him. Follow him on all your social media platforms. And thank you, Cliff, for all your support. Oh my God. Listen, guys. So like you guys heard, I don't know why I want to be the one to talk about the tea, but as someone who was married, separated, in a house with my ex-husband, still going to church with him and the kids, putting up the front for everybody, I really want to talk about this Jada and Will Smith thing.
Listen, I want to talk about it, but I feel like this tea is way too much for me because it's so much going on right now with that conversation.
Listen.
Oh my God. I feel like she's telling way too much.
I don't think, this is the thing, you have to understand when you get suffocated and it's been too much, like you've just been dealing with too much, and it's to a point where it's like you're done playing Miss Perfect and you're ready to live your life. We're not going to even talk about her trying to justify why she had a, what did she call it? She had a entanglement.
Well,
so now we understand why she was entangled, because she was not tangling with Will.
Okay, so
she got entangled with somebody else.
Okay, so there was the entanglement, and also there was some rumors about her and Tupac. So it seems like there's
I believe the Tupac.
It seems like there's so much, with her, and I feel bad for Will. I don't know, because at this point, we're not at their house. We don't know what's going on. We can only share our opinion, so we don't really know exactly what's going on because he's not saying much. He's not speaking so much on the conversation.
Will is a family man. Like, he's always spoken about that. He's always demonstrated that. He is a family guy. He will not speak on those things. Like, even when he was on their table, the red table,
yeah.
He was crying. And she was bold-faced like, I don't know why this crybaby crying. Basically, in so many words, the man was boohoo crying. You could tell he's emotional. He's connected to himself, his feelings. And let's not talk about her introducing her whole family to mind-altering drugs. And being very open about it.
And again, keep in mind, we are sharing our opinion here, okay? So we are respectfully doing so we don't want you guys to think we're on, Team Jada or Team, Will. So
I'm
it's just
nobody. I'm not their family.
So it's just us, honestly, just talking about
neutral.
what's going on. So, but to me, I feel like, as a man, he would probably voice his opinion I just feel like he's going with the flow with everything. So I don't know if I should say that, he just doesn't want to say something because he doesn't want to, lose something. Where was there like a prenup that was signed? If he talks, was there like some kind of agreement with their marriage? What happened? What's causing all of this?
From her saying that she made it her business to say she would never divorce. What is there to lose? Why did you make sure you made, and Will stated that in his previous marriage, no matter what was going on, he said he would never get a divorce. His wife made the divorce. So he's been very vocal about his beliefs in family, marriage. Will does not believe in divorce. He does not believe in separation. He doesn't like it. He's been very open about it. He doesn't even use profanity, he said. He doesn't raise voice or anything like that. So I can see from him having these conversations, I can kind of make out what type of person he is, and he's not that person.
And if you're reading all the comments on social media right now, everyone is tired of, Jada. They're like, can we just drop the Smith because we don't feel like she deserves the last name right now? We need to try, just drop it. And there's other people that are saying, what kind of voodoo did this lady did on? Yes.
What? But her drugs. Will is basically like a puppet at this point.
Yeah.
But it's the drugs, like these drugs that make everybody, kumbaya, and all the kids are so,
but
we're one together.
Actually, that is true, because if you notice, even the kids, they're just so mellow.
And they said, I think which one of them came out and said he used to have, I watched a short clip, he used to be bickering with his other siblings, like the ones that are not from Jada, and the one, I think it's one son, that's not from Jada, and that drug thing that she introduced them to now has everybody kumbaya.
Wow. I
don't know about that.
Listen, guys, it's crazy, and I really hope that they find a good solution about everything. All we can do on our end is to pray that the marriage work if it needs to. But it's okay to share the tea, right? So it feels good to actually talk about it,
we
too.
We didn't even hit the thing. She said they've been separated since 2016.
No, 2017.
2016.
It was 2016?
2016. It's been 7 years.
So it's been 7 years.
We're in 2023. Since 2016. I'm imagining I spent 1 year separated with my ex-husband in the same house, and I was going crazy. Every time I walk in the house, I was like, I need out. I can't do it no more. I was suffocating. How do you do 7 years?
But now that you brought that up, if I could ask you a question, did you do it? Did you feel like you did it because of the kids, or did you do it just because you were hoping that, things would work out?
I did it for financial stability.
You hear her.
Listen,
I didn't have to say much. I like the honesty. That's not what I was expecting.
I don't fake.
This is the tea, okay?
I liked my life.
Tea, okay?
I really enjoyed my life. I enjoyed not working. I enjoyed having everything I needed and wanted, and living this life. I was living I liked it. Listen, I just drove around. I could do whatever I want.
This is the tea, right?
For me, I don't know what Jada's reason is, but for me, it was the financial stability. I'm a single mom now, and I actually left my ex-husband in 2014. We weren't together since 2012. I left him in 2014.
So basically 2 years, yeah.
And when I left him, it was okay. It was hard because being a single mom and not having to care financially for 4 kids, and he's like, I'm cutting you off. You were spoiled. You had too much. That's why. And everybody's like, who else you gonna find that's gonna take care of you like that?
Wait. We're not gonna share too much on that, because we have to come back to that whole single mom. So I'm gonna have, we gotta keep that for later, because there's more tea coming later. Okay. So we're gonna come back with you guys. So stay tuned.
I know we've been hearing it about real estate. The economy is going to crash. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. Listen, look no further in Broward County but Ben Ulysse. He is an amazing realtor. He has an amazing team. You need to rent, buy, Airbnb, whatever it is. Contact Ben for all your needs. He got you. And he's down to earth. So don't worry. He understands the credit and all of that you got to unpack. Trust me, we know. Contact Ben and he will be the best decision you made before the last quarter ends in 2023. Thank you, Ben. We love you. You are amazing. Follow him on all your social media platforms.
Welcome back, guys, to Coffee Talk with Mimi and Eunice. And I'm sure a lot of you have questions like, why coffee? Why not tea? Why not wine? I mean, I don't mind wine because, that's always the best way to go. But, Eunice, why do you think I chose coffee? I'm curious.
For me, a cup of coffee gets me rolling for the day. Mm-hmm. And people drink coffee different ways. Some people drink it straight out of the mug. Some people drink it from their paper cups. I drink my coffee with a straw.
Can we talk about bougie? This girl got a whole straw, okay? She's drinking coffee out of a straw.
Yes,
I have never seen something like this.
Listen,
okay?
It's to you. Your coffee is personal
Listen to me.
Some people drink their coffee with creamer. Some people drink it without sugar. Mm-hmm. Some people only drink the Cuban coffee. Mm-hmm. I prefer Haitian coffee from Haiti,
which is the best.
Okay. And, some people...
And then you prefer it with
drink
a
it in
straw.
a cup, and I drink it black, straight black. Mm-hmm. I do not need creamer.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to do something, I'm putting carnation milk in it. Mm-hmm. So I believe you chose coffee because of all of the different ways you can drink coffee, all of the things coffee does. It puts up your blood pressure, adrenaline. It gets you going for the day. For me, when I get a cup of coffee, I'm so focused. Mm-hmm. It helps me to focus. And other people tell me it gives them the run. It's like a little detox. So...
it does, especially if you drink Starbucks coffee. Starbucks, definitely do that. But to me, honestly, listen to me. I am a Starbucks lover. I love drinking Starbucks coffee. But after you drink Starbucks coffee, listen to me. You have to be ready for a run. I am going to keep it real, okay?
So that's what these conversations are. These conversations will give you a run for your money.
That has happened to me several times, okay? But personally, the reason why I chose Coffee Talk, with Mimi and Eunice, the name, of course, is because one of the reasons that you mentioned, every morning, for the most part, Americans, Caribbeans, wherever you're from, the first thing you do when you wake up, you just grab a cup of coffee,
Since I've been
it becomes the norms, like this is what you grew up around and this is what you basically just love to drink. And I feel that this gives you the perfect opportunity. Just grab a cup of coffee and enjoy the show. So why not? Coffee Talk with Mimi and Eunice. So there you have it. And I hope that
get your weekend started right.
That part. Every time you guys are drinking the coffee, you're actually watching the show. So we're going to wait for you, and we're going to want you to be watching the show with your cup of coffee.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
And drink it black. Try your coffee black with no sugar.
And now that we're talking about coffee, another thing that I also wanted to mention to you, we noticed that too when it comes for coffee, especially in the United States, they're trying to make it a thing where some doctors, they're telling you that you can't really drink it because it gives you like your blood pressure, it makes it go higher. So what do you think about that?
Because
a lot of people are addicted to it as well too.
American coffee does that. I don't know about Haitian coffee. American coffee, you can't drink it when you're pregnant. You can't drink. Haitian coffee, you drink pregnant. You drink breastfeeding. You drink on maternity leave. You drink with high blood pressure, low blood pressure, sugar. You drink coffee every morning. I've been drinking coffee since I was 3 years old. My grandma drank coffee every morning until she died at the age of 97, 98. My other grandmother, same thing. I mean, coffee is every morning. I get a patty from the hot patty from
the Haitian bakeries,
no,
right?
Not even the bakery. In Haiti, when I was 3 years old, the merchants walking with the coffee with the thing on their head and coffee with carnation milk every morning from the age of 3.
So there you have it.
Until I was 5, I came here. Then when I go back to Haiti, same thing. I drink coffee. My son drinks coffee. When they lived in Haiti. No high blood pressure in my family. No diabetes. Nothing.
Let me tell you. Basically what she's telling you is that, I mean, you can drink coffee, but you just can't beat Haitian coffee.
You can't.
So
I don't know about everybody. I don't know what's in these coffees, but I'll tell you how they make Haitian coffee. They grow the beans. They grill it on this thing with sticks and fire. They pour sugar. They put a little salt. They put it in the big thing. They put it in the thing. That's coffee. That's all it. Sugar, coffee beans, heat, smashed.
We should actually get someone here to teach us more about, the making of not only coffee, but how they go ahead and do that.
Can we just go to Haiti and do and do like a video there where we find somebody to do it live?
We can.
Let's take them to Haiti.
This is a bigger project for later on. But yes, this honestly, guys, was the way we came about choosing the name. So like I said, make sure you have your coffee ready when you're drinking, okay? When you're watching the show with us.
But you're going to hold me up to Coffee Talk with Mimi and Eunice take over Haiti.
This is going to be for another conversation. You see, she's trying to get me to say things that
I
don't want to say.
Let us know.
She wants me to say something that I don't want to say right now.
I say go to Haiti to show you guys how they make real coffee. And then we can find a coffee place here where we go and see how they make coffee. And we compare the two.
I mean, that's fair.
Comment below.
Okay, let us know what you guys think.
Team Eunice.
No. I'm all for it. But like I said, this is a conversation for another time, because right now we all know that, with everything that's happening in Haiti, it's not the best time to be back home,
not.
Although we want to, but it's really not the best time. But yes, we're coming back. Stay tuned. We have more conversation on the way.
Maybe I can turn my backyard into Haiti.
Yes, turn your backyard into Haiti. We'll be back, guys. We'll be back. She's just feeling very nostalgic right now. We'll be back.
Hey, we're taking a break, but we want to share with you a few flyers, right? You guys know we're in the month of October. It is the month for the Sweet Tea Ladies Brunch. Are you guys ready? It's about to be God talk, Bible talk, mingling, networking. It's happening in West Palm Beach, October 22nd. Go on social media, Sweet Tea. Listen, we lit, and we're going to tag them, of course, under this. Look at their flyer. Can you not attend this? I'll be there. Mimi's going to be there. We want to see you in the building. Come through with your girls and have a nice Sunday brunch in the Lord. Hello. Welcome back, guys. So we want to talk about a topic that I believe is kind of like tabooed a little bit, but I don't think it should be. Women working together. It is so hard to find women that begin together, stay together, end together. It's always something always come in between, rather it be men. When I mean men, you guys know what I'm talking about. Or gossip, other people being jealous of the friendship. They come and they spread rumors and do things like that. Or money. Mm-hmm. It's been told that it's harder for especially black women to deal with money than it is for together collaboratively than a lot of people. And sometimes men get involved. Like I said, gossip, no matter your culture, gossip always gets involved. People get jealous. They want to spread rumors and stuff like that. So we want to talk a little bit about that and our journey through becoming friends, how it was for us. We can't tell you all our business, all our tea, but we can give you some general advice from our personal experiences. So one of the things I want to really talk about, Mimi, is I remember when we first started, which I could have never imagined that it would be what it is today. Mm-hmm. But when we first started trying to even explore a friendship. And guys, I'm very honest and I'm transparent. I don't beat around the bush. I know for the most part, I was very, I had resistance. And I kind of brushed you off a lot. And it's like she was being so nice. But again, when I talk about gossip, what people were saying about her, and I made a whole post, remember, on social media, had me no, I don't want to talk, oh, hi. I was being really fake, y'all, and indirect. I was just whatever. But one thing I want to say about Mimi is she addressed it. She nipped everything in the butt right then and there. Send me a book, and it's only 3 people in my life that does that. Only 3 people, I don't need to say that sends me a book. When they feel something, and I was like, hold on, wait. Why is she doing all of this? She doing too much, and stuff like that. But getting to know you on that level for me was man, this is even more reason why you don't listen to other people's experience with people, because you don't know. And as women, we're so hyper, oh yeah, girl, I heard. Mm-hmm. Calm down. Mm-hmm. Give the person a chance to see for yourself. And even if it's somebody you've been friends with, you heard they said something, calm down, assess, analyze, talk to the person, be honest. And I believe one of the things we have too that women should have is that I can call you and say, Mimi, the conversation we're about to have, I do not want it to leave this. Like, it's just between us. I want to clear the air. I want to clear the room, but I need it to be cleared between us. And we don't have to justify it being cleared. We don't have to explain how it got cleared. We know it's cleared, and it's our friendship. Me, you, God. Like, that's it. You understand? So what is your take on that? Because I know you've been in this industry for long. You've dealt with backstabbing, two-timing, hate, people saying hate slurs, and a lot of things about you. People have attacked your business, attacked your personality, attacked you. Like, I know what I've heard. And I know, like, and guys, we are having a conversation. This is women talking to women. What is your take on that? Like, how did you feel when you started hearing certain things from people who are close to you now? How was that journey?
Okay. Woo. You ready?
I'm ready.
Because
unpack it.
Listen,
Let's talk about it.
That could be like, the whole rest of the show. But like you said, and
by the way, guys, don't she look good? Like, we doing the natural hair thing.
Thank you. Okay, so to be honest with you, not to go too deep in, like you said, our personal lives or our personal business, one of the things that I've had to deal with when it comes for that is that, like you said, people just saying stuff about you without getting to know you, and I always say that if you take the time to know who I am as far as the person itself, I'm very loving, I'm very caring. Do I speak my mind? Absolutely. Because I always say that if you have a friend and that friend cannot actually have a conversation with you and cannot actually tell you, hey, this is what you're doing right, this is what you're doing wrong, then that person is not your friend. The same way in relationship, communication is important, and I feel as though, like, in friendship, it should be the same way. I can come to you as a friend where I can tell you something, but you don't have to take it to the wrong way where, it becomes an issue. It becomes a thing where you don't want to talk to me anymore, or we can't have that friendship, or we can't build something anymore. And I feel that a lot of people didn't know or still don't know who I am. They don't know the intentions that I have, even in business. Everything I do with my heart. Listen, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And God is not looking for perfection. And I always say that. God never looks for perfection. If anything, he's looking for the broken ones so he can actually fix them and mold them to be the person that he wants them to be.
And they become the best
Exactly.
vessel.
Of course, I'm my own person. And, like, I make mistakes, Everybody does, but at the end of the day, the stuff that I've heard about myself, I always say, I didn't even know that about myself, either. But,
Me too.
But that doesn't even stop me to be who God chose for me to be. And I always say that. You could say whatever you want, but the destiny or where God wants to take me, it's not going to stop me.
That's true.
It's really not going to stop me. And I have a few people too. Until they get to know me, they would be like, oh my God, Mimi, I did not know that's the person that you were, because again, and they will tell me, oh, I heard da 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 da. But then once I got to know you, I realized this is not who you are. And one thing I always tell people, when you are in business, you have to expect it all. You have to expect the backstabbing. You have to expect people to talk about you. You have to expect it all. Because if you're not doing something where people are talking about you, you're not elevating.
That's true.
You are not elevating. So if I'm being very transparent and very honest, in the beginning when I first started business, this was one of the things that I didn't know how to handle it. It bothered me to a point where I have very bad anxiety right now is because of all of that. In the beginning, I did not know how to handle the pressure.
You even had to go to the hospital, right?
Yes. I didn't know how to handle the pressure. And I always say, people throw words at you. Words hurt. But they don't see everything that should go behind the scenes. All the tears, all the hard work. But then, because again, I can come to you and tell you a story. But then, when you tell the next person, you add something else to it. And the next person, it goes and adds something else to it. And sometimes the person that's talking about you is somebody that doesn't even know you.
They're just going by hearsay.
They're just going by he said, she said. So I've had to learn that, and I've had to learn to actually pray more on that to a point where it doesn't bother me. Because I always say, you're projecting on me what you were to yourself.
Ooh,
because you do not know me well enough to actually speak good about me. You're projecting whatever it is that is on you, you're trying to project it on me. So I'm not going to let that bother me. So, and I always say, get to know me, get to know the real me, because I've done so much that people don't even know. And no, I'm talking about and then some. Yes, behind the scene, I've helped so much. I've done so much for people. I don't have to expose it. I don't have to talk about it, because what I do for one person, I don't need to broadcast it. Because when I do something, I do it with my heart.
Do with the left hand, the right hand don't need to know.
That is correct.
But okay, so what would be your advice? And guys, listen, myself, I have experienced so much from people that I love, like people that I consider family, that I keep closer to me than my own blood relatives, have backstabbed me, spread rumors about me, talked about, my marriage for a long time was like, I had so much going on, but if you didn't know me, you wouldn't know. Church people thought everything was good. That's why when I left my ex-husband, everybody was shocked, like, how? What was going on? Because I kept it a secret. If you weren't inside of me, you weren't family, you did not know. My father didn't know. When everything was happening and my father started hearing stories, he was like, what? Because my father was the one who always told me, when you get married, it's you, your husband, and God. You don't bring nobody else in it. So the church thought I had a perfect life. Everybody thought my marriage was perfect, but I was at home depressed. So when a lot of the things started coming out from people that I love, people that I cherish, people that I let in, I was shocked. Like, I used to go in my bathroom and just cry, because when I walked out my house, everybody knew my business. When I would go to a party, I felt like everyone was judging me, and I wasn't ready to say that. And there have been people that try to block me from certain opportunities by spreading rumors.
Oh my God, I know this all too well. Oh my God.
And I'm just like, yo, like, I wouldn't do that to you. I would literally hold the door open for you after I went through it. But you're over here blocking me. For, like, what do you gain from that?
Exactly.
So what would be your advice to people? And there's this Haitian evangelist. His name is Evangelist Taylor. And he says this. He says, you are a leftover person if you can be someone's enemy or hate someone off of what somebody else said. That means you don't have your own personality.
You don't have your own personality,
so
exactly.
What would be your advice to people who are hearing rumors about you and how you're this, you're that, you don't care for anybody else, and all the stuff that they've said? What would be your advice to someone who wants to work with you, but who's heard all of these rumors and who's actually, kind of being walking on eggshells or trying to limit themselves from getting the opportunity to work with you? Because working with you is actually amazing. You give advice. Everybody has their ways. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. But what's for you, give it to you. You're amazing. You give advice. You help people out. So what would be your advice to someone who wants to work with you, but who's kind of like apprehensive on approaching you?
You said it earlier. Honestly, get to know me. Get to know me. Don't let the outside noise stop you from, just approaching me, just coming to me.
But people say you're hard to approach. So what do you say? Oh my
God, I hear that all the time.
I hear you're bougie, you're hard to approach.
Let me tell you something. Being bougie, there is nothing wrong with being bougie. Being bougie means that, I have standards. And I'm fine with having standards. And it's okay to have standards. But that doesn't give you a reason, to stop talking to me if you need to talk to me. Like you said, my doors are wide open. And funny enough, I'm going to tell you something. The other day, I went to one of the Hannah, because I was coordinating their fashion show.
Look nice, by the way.
Thank you. I was coordinating their fashion show. One of the people that was there, I'm not going to say, one person that was there. You know what that person said to me? That person said, one of the things I appreciate with you, you open your doors. You're always ready to just talk to people. When people text you, you answer. I said, it's so funny you said that, because other people don't see it.
That's true.
And again,
I don't.
Why don't they see it? Because people are so quick to judge you. I need us, and I'm going to say, especially us Haitians, stop going about what you hear from others. They say Mimi is this, Mimi is that, or they say Eunice is this, Eunice is that. Don't do that. Get to know the person for yourself. And even in business too. Even in business, this is something I had to learn. Get to know the person yourself. Because many times they try to block opportunities for me. Sponsors when I'm doing my events.
That's true. I witnessed that.
Yes.
I got screenshots and all.
Yes, sponsors. They tried that. But let me tell you.
That's true.
Let me tell you, that never stops me from being the person that I am. Because I always say that. If one person thinks they can stop something, God has something bigger. He has something greater. So I had to learn not to let those things get to me. Like I said, in the beginning, it did. I'm telling you, depression, like I didn't want to be here anymore. Because again, I didn't know how to control it. I didn't know how to like go about it. But I had to learn, no, you're not going to project all of that on me. I know who I am.
So your
I
her
know
advice
who
is,
I
guys,
am.
is approach her.
Approach me.
DM her.
And it's not just
And she
me.
answers.
It's not just me. And I
Anyone.
want it to be for anyone. Anyone you ever hear somebody talking negatively about, don't just go by what somebody say. Get to know the person yourself. Yes, I'm very like grande dame, like you want to say, because I carry myself that way. I grew up that way. There's nothing wrong with that. And don't ever let anybody define you for being the person that you are. But that doesn't mean you're not approachable.
Wow. Don't let her
Not
confidence
because my confidence is so
offend
strong
you.
and so high. Don't let that offend you, because you might actually learn one thing or two from me. But because not only you see, the way I carry myself, and then automatically you're like, oh, this is what they used to say. Maybe they're right about what they used to say because of the way she is. I'm not going to approach her. No, this is just who I am. Maybe if you get to know that part, and then you'll understand why I carry myself a certain way. So get to know me. And whoever it is, get to know the person. Don't just go about what you hear other people are saying. Another thing I want to add also, I know we're going to get a lot of comments. I'm already expecting it. But one thing I want you guys to know, this show, we want to make it as honest and as transparent as possible. Be respectful in the comments, because we will block you.
Ha!
I'm going to keep
blocking.
it as
She
honest
don't block,
and
I'll
as real.
block.
We are going to block you.
You could be my daddy, I'm
because
block
this
you.
show is not about us, but since this is the first episode, we wanted to bring it where you guys learn more about us. But again, keep it respectful. We can all have a discussion, but make sure that you are respectful about it. You will get blocked. So I guess that's the bougie and that's the mean side of Mimi. But that's the honest side of Mimi. So, but again, get to know me. Very open, ready to help, ready to listen to what people have to say, ready to hear you.
That's true.
I am always ready to hear you. So we're going to wrap that up. We'll be back, okay?
November 9th through the 11th, yours truly is hosting the 2023. This is our second year, the Ladies Revival in Miami, Florida. It is the place to be. God is going to be present. He's about to move mountains. If you are a prayer warrior, if you're ready to see a shift from your season of rags to riches, we're talking about Hadassah to Esther. Come through. We're waiting for you. And it's a free event. If you're hungry, don't worry. We're providing refreshment. I'm not talking about no rice. Refreshment. See you there. Ciao.
Welcome back, guys. I know that was a lot earlier, okay? We talked about a lot, but it needed to be said, okay? So at least you have an idea of who Mimi is, okay? So don't be afraid to come to me to talk to me, okay? Mimi's a loving person. Until you push my buttons, though. I'm joking. But yes, we're back. We're gonna actually get to know each other a little bit more, Eunice and I. One of the questions that I actually wanted to ask you is, earlier you were talking about, being a single mom. I want to know, how has that impacted your life? Giving that I know you have a lot of dreams, you have a lot that you want to accomplish, but then again, here you are being a single mom, you have a lot of responsibilities, and I'm sure it gets overwhelming sometimes. How has that impacted all of your projects and all of your plans?
Ooh, child.
Hold on, but I'm sure you guys can tell who's the funny one here, right? So I'm gonna let her talk.
Chicken sandwich. But being a single mother is something I dreaded. I'm always open about that. I never wanted to be a single mom. I think that's probably why I remain with my ex-husband for so long. Mm-hmm. And I doubted myself mm-hmm. and my capabilities. But I have one person that really, through her journey of being a single mother, inspired me to know that, okay, Eunice, you don't have to be miserable. You can step out of this marriage mm-hmm. with the unknown, not knowing what's going to happen. Watching a man tell you, you will never find a man that wants you with all these kids. And these are his kids. but he could find someone. And, that really hurt me. And I thought that, you know what, Eunice, just stick it, whatever. It's either he dies first or you die first. And, it's over with. But when I got tired and I'm like, you know what, Eunice, it's time for you to start living. I lost myself. I got to a point where I didn't even know the person in the mirror. So when I went into the journey of single motherhood, I want to tell you, like when I got pregnant with my son, I had to stop going to school, stop working. I was getting sick. It was a lot. I became a single mother, and exactly 1 year later, no, about 2 years later, in 2016, my ex-husband left America. So now I was really a single mother. Like, I was a single mother, but he was here. He picked them up from school. He wasn't giving me no money because it's either I was with him but at least he was there picking them up, doing stuff.
Yes.
When he left America in 2016, honey, I became a single mother. Like, I took all my kids to Haiti. I kept my son because he was older and it was easier for me. I was living with someone. I had to face the reality. And my dreams stopped. I already had, went to beauty school and I got that certificate. I did all that. But I couldn't live the life I want to live. Like, my dream of having my own spa out the window. And my ex-husband actually sponsored that dream. Like, he bought me all my equipment and everything. So he played a major role in everything I wanted to do. So now I didn't have the leisure of like sitting there and waiting for clients, and I couldn't do that. I had to get a job. And I went and go get a HHA certificate because as a makeup artist, it was hard for me to get the job I wanted as a makeup artist that could have, like, I had a schedule where I could still be a mom and still be, it was hard.
Yeah.
So I was doing HHA. And if you know, I cannot smell nobody's stool, baby. That was just a journey of its own. Being talked to any kind of way.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But I guess that's the sacrifice that comes with,
with being a mom.
Being a mom,
being a single mom,
yeah.
You put your life aside. And I felt like I was at a point where I resented myself and my kids. So I had them being away in Haiti, me sending money. It was good for me. Like, I didn't have to really deal with them. So at this point, my son went, like so I brought them back in 2015, and then I had to send them back when my ex-husband left. They was with him, and I wasn't like, I went to Haiti to see them, but it was at my leisure. Like, I would go see you guys for like 2-3 days. I go back, so I didn't have to deal with them. Then someone sent me a message and was like, you need to cut this out. Sending these kids, they didn't ask you to be born. You have to face this, Eunice. Like, you won't be able to go to the next level until that. And God had to tell me, if I've called you to be a light to single mothers, but you keep pushing aside your experience as a single mother, how can you be that beacon of hope for single mothers? So I stopped the nonsense. I picked up my cross and I began to walk. It has not been an easy process. But when I look back at it, God held my hand through it. By the grace of God, the traumas I experienced, my kids have not experienced it. The things like, by the grace of God, I'm able to provide. They have a home, it didn't happen overnight. I talked about me sleeping in a car with 5 kids. I talked about having to spend the day at a park. People thought I was living in the park. No, I slept in the car, but I had to spend the day at the park because I didn't have a car at that time.
And if you haven't heard her testimony, by the way, not to cut you off, she has it on her page. So I highly recommend that you guys go watch that testimony because I know it will touch somebody's lives. But go ahead.
So that process and all, has brought me so much light and understanding. And before, when I was married, I actually, believe it or not, I kind of looked down at people that were not married. And I felt like if you had kids with multiple fathers, like, this is you. Like, I was living in this illusion of mine where I thought like everybody had to be married. And, if you had kids with multiple last names, I was living, God had to humble me, okay?
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Be careful what you say about other people's situations, because you never know which side of the table you might end up sitting on.
Exactly.
So have grace for people.
Amen.
Because tomorrow it might be you. And, I had to go through the things I went through to be able to be who I am today, and to have an organization where I empower women to live a purpose-driven lifestyle. It only came from me being molded by God and humbled. Like, I had to go through that process. Looking back at it, thank God that he took me out of this illusion of, Miss Eunice and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I was divorced still wearing my ring just because I wanted to keep the status. Like, oh, and when people would talk, oh, no, I'm married. That's your baby. No, I don't have a baby daddy. I have an ex-husband. I'm legally separated, but I'm not divorced. Like, I was living in this illusion, really. And I know a lot of us, sometimes we are faced with it. It's okay. Divorce is not the end of the world. Being a single mother is not the end of the world. You need to be happy, and you need your kids to have a good example of what happiness and love truly is. That's my take on that.
Well, that was a lot. So single moms, don't feel bad because, you feel like you're in a situation where you don't see what's going to happen tomorrow, because I do believe that there's always a way. There's always a way to make it.
But I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
All right. You are a wife, right? You have the boys. Your mom and you have your mom-in-law, you have siblings, whatever, and all of that. So 12 years of business. How?
We're going back there?
How?
Oh, you want me to go back with my child?
We're not even talking about the people, but 12 years of business of being a mom. Like, how? Just short, how?
I mean, 12 years ago, I didn't have my kids, because my kids are still a little bit younger than that. But it's a lot. Like, some days I really want to give up.
So you were pregnant during this journey?
Well, yes, during the journey. But in the beginning, I wasn't. It's a lot. But honestly, I just have to say it's all God.
How do you balance, though?
It's okay. So let me just start from the beginning before I even get to my kids. In the beginning, like I said, I knew what I wanted, but did I know exactly where it would take me? Not really. Did I know exactly what I knew now, what I know now? Did I know back then what I knew now? No, because I was still learning. It was a lot on me, on my shoulder, especially in the beginning. Again, I didn't know that it was going to come with all those hates, all those critiques, all those people coming for me, all those people coming at me. But then when I had my kids and, how did I balance? Thank God, I have a spouse where we can understand each other. In the beginning, giving that this was new to him, it wasn't something he understood very well. But then we had to sit down and have a conversation about it, where if I have something to do where it's business related, we talk about it. Hey, this is what I'm going to do. This is how we're going to do it. Let's handle it this way because of the kids, And one of the things that I had to learn how to do, which some days I slack, where I never knew how to take a break. And when I say how to take a break,
and delegate, she doesn't delegate.
I don't know how to delegate because I still have trust issues, and I'm not even gonna lie about it. And I have trust issues because, again, of course, with everything that goes around. So it became where I had to learn to balance things, and where at night, even at night, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, you would find me working, where my husband had to tell me, no, you need to give yourself a set up schedule where after 10, the phone is not ringing. So you're not working.
You have a schedule.
So I had to have a schedule for myself and for my business, because I was actually going crazy because I felt like I wanted it so much that I was putting the business before anything.
Your first ministry is your family. Your
Correct.
First business is your
Correct.
family. Mind the business that's going to be there for you when everybody else goes, okay?
Yes.
The one that's in the house with you, that's the business you mind.
Yes.
So scheduling everything and having balance.
Yes.
Conversation with your husband, being open about it. So make sure you guys find that balance in your life.
Yes.
And you're open. You have a conversation with your children. Like my kids, I talk to them too. I'm like, listen, mommy has to do this, and all of this will pay off later for you. So if I'm always running, I used to travel a lot when I was doing the stuff in Haiti with everything I was doing in Haiti. I traveled a lot, and my kids had to understand, okay, mommy's going for business. This is not just me vacationing and everything. So that is very important. Keep that in mind. Balance. So with all of that we just unpacked, I want to ask you one last question, Mimi. So there is this thing right now where there is You guys know how the economy is going. Ooh. And we know that you only have 2 events a year, which is the fashion show and the brunch. What's going on after that? Like, how do you? I know we have the boutique, but are people shopping every day? Because you're not Macy's.
Of course not. Exactly. So I'm not Macy's. People are not shopping every day. And don't forget, I'm not the only boutique around. And one of the things that I do, and I'm a stylist as well. That was going to be another thing that I was going to say as well. And one of the things that I do, if people need to coordinate events, I also coordinate events. So I also try to find a way to balance everything, even when it comes for budgeting. When it comes for my finances, because I always say there's a saying in French, qui veut juin prépare octobre, pas vrai?
That's what my mom said. If you want June, you prepare in October.
So, meaning that don't wait until, things are bad. That's when you're going to start scratching your head. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Always make sure you plan ahead. Always make sure you are budgeting your days or your months or your weeks. Always make sure you're doing that. So that's one thing I've had to learn how to do myself. Like for 2024, you need to already have a calendar planned on what you're going to do. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3. Don't wait until, January comes and you're like, oh my God, this is what's happening. This is what I'm going to do. Then you start stressing because it's hard out there right now. Every time I have a client that walks in here, I'm thankful. I'm thankful because, again, they didn't have to come to me. So I think it's all about honestly planning and budgeting yourself with everything.
I agree. Budget is really big, guys. You always look good. And I tell people this all the time. People always see me, oh my God, you have so much clothes, you have so much shoes, you look good. I don't wake up one day and go spend my whole paycheck and not pay my rent and not, take it. I don't do that. It's build.
Yes.
You get little by little.
Yes.
And you just don't wear them as soon as you get them.
Yes.
Some people, as soon as they get an outfit, they put it on. I have things in my closet from Mimi's Boutique that I still have not worn yet. And other places. Like my shoes, I have shoes I haven't worn. I get them when I'm able to get them, and I leave them there for an appointed time.
Okay, appointed time.
At an appointed time.
Last question I have for you, though. Answer means 60 seconds. Okay. What would you tell your 12-year-old self?
We can't go there. That's more than 60 seconds. I was molested at 11.
Woo.
By my mother's boyfriend.
You see, that's why, listen, we need this show because we have so much to unpack.
Like, to tell you what I would tell my 12-year-old self, who was trying to commit suicide, who was blaming herself, who, when I told my mom I was molested, she said I was lying to go back to her boyfriend at the time. Like, that's a lot to unpack. I don't think we have time.
Just share something with me.
I mean, 12 years old, I was still naive. My father was not in my life. And if you know me, despite everything, and I've been open with some of the things about my relationship with my dad, I love my dad. I still do. Like, I really, really love my dad. At one point, my dad was my closest friend. Like, I could still call my dad and talk to my dad about anything. Like, we have that relationship with men, anything I could talk to my dad about, okay? But at 12 years old, I hated my mom, loved my dad, wanted to go back because they had divorced when I was 9, and I had a lot of hate. I was naive, and I never thought, you know what, I probably would tell myself, you will know why later on. Like,
that's a good answer.
You will know why later on.
That's
because I can honestly say my journey through being molested has helped other people to not try to commit suicide. I know people who have called me, like 7 out of 10 girls that I know have been molested by a close family member. And my journey and them seeing me and how I continue to live my faith in God has really inspired them to know that life doesn't end after trauma. It was something someone tried to steal from you, but you need to own it. Own your personality. Own who you are. Own that experience and use it to empower and encourage other people. Use it to save someone else's innocence. That has made me that's one of the things that has made me the mother I am. I tell people I've been separated with my ex-husband for about 10 years now. I've never lived in a house with a man because I protect my daughters. I have 4 daughters. I've never given a man the opportunity to spend the night at my house, to come in and out my house as they please. No. Because I understand how my mother's recklessness at that time affected my life. And it made me a better mother. It makes me a better friend. Like, people leave their daughters at my house. I just had my daughter's best friend at my house. Her mom picked her up like at 3 a.m. because she was working. And I'm able to do that because I know my experiences. So I have a 15-year-old son. She doesn't go in his room. I know my son wouldn't do anything, but me having the experience that I have, I make sure, like, my bedroom door stays open. I'm coming out looking like, what's going on in here?
Listen, that's typical Haitians. Why the door is closed?
What's up?
We're not.
So
yeah, what's up?
My 12-year-old self, I would tell her there is a purpose for the tears. Like, just hold on a little longer. And nothing lasts forever. It is part of the journey. It's not your destination. It gets better in time.
There you have it.
What would you tell your 12-year-old self, Mimi?
Oh my
Not even
God.
12-year-old. What would you say to your 18-year-old self?
Can I go back to being 18? Because at 18, I was still at my mama's house. So I would probably tell myself, go back to your mama's house again at 18. Because them bills right now, listen, baby, they're not giving, okay? I would tell
Life is lifing.
Oh my God. Well, life is lifing and life is not really lifing. So, but honestly, I will tell my 18-year-old self, you did good for yourself. You know, I graduated high school. I left Boston, of course, and then I came here, went to college. I think I did everything that I wanted to do as an 18-year-old, you know. Did I live my life? Absolutely. Did I stink out of my house? I hope mommy's not watching this. Absolutely. You know, I did everything an 18-year-old would want to do. So I think I would tell myself, you did pretty good. You did pretty well for yourself. You know, you managed to have a job, still go to school, and still get things done. And look at you now. I think you're doing okay for yourself. So, yeah.
So she would tell her 18-year-old self, girl, relax. Don't stress. You got this.
Period.
It works out in the end.
Period.
So I don't know about you guys, but I had an amazing time having this conversation with you. I mean, I know we have conversations all the time.
Yes.
But being able to express ourselves to the greater public,
Yes.
Being able to share some of the behind the scenes that we go through with business, with single motherhood, with being married, and everything that we just unpacked. And I think I said a little too much. But
I think you said enough. I think you said enough.
I said too
Yeah,
much, child.
I think you said enough.
These people about to go lit on these comments. This is the
But
ghetto
remember
coming
what I
out.
said. Remember what I said.
Respect.
We got to
That's
keep
true.
it respectful. I don't
do, we
mind.
do.
You guys are welcome to share your comments. You're welcome to share your opinion, but just keep it clean, keep it respectful, or
Please
you
do.
will get blocked. Okay.
All right. And another thing, if you guys have any topics you want us to talk about, comment it below.
Yes.
DM us, email us. If you guys have someone you would like to see on the show,
Yes.
email us, DM us. We
Yes.
have a lot of surprises, amazing things. We are going to unpack, untalk about so many different things.
Wait. There are two things we forget to mention. This is still Breast Cancer Month, right?
It is.
And our next guest is going to
wanna
be
tell
a
them?
cancer survivor.
Okay,
No,
but
I'm
we're
not
not
going to say
telling you
who.
who. Okay.
I'm not going to say who. We actually are going to have a cancer survivor.
And we're going to be dressed in pink.
Yes, so
Like
stay
Barbie.
tuned for that, guys. And the second thing we want to mention, this week has been a little bit heavy in our community because this was the week that we lost someone who means so much to us. His name is
Yo
Mika
ven
Ben.
katesa,
So
Muerta
yes,
machina la lipo.
that's her favorite song.
That's my favorite song.
And
Yeah,
that's
I
one
grew
of
up to
that's
that.
one of mine as well. That's one of mine. I
I
have
play that
so many
every
other
Christmas.
ones. Yes.
Every Christmas I play it.
So we really wanted to kind of mention that because, I mean, if you grew up in Haiti or even if you grew up here, you know who he is. You're familiar with his music. So we still say may his soul rest in peace and, you know, keep his family in your
R.I.P.
prayers.
Mika.
And, you know, his music will forever stay in our hearts. So I felt like we really had to mention that.
The
And
gentle giant.
yes. And I think it's a wrap. And to close out, we really need to say thank you to our sponsors.
We're going to do that next.
Thank you guys again so much for watching us on our first episode of Coffee Talk with Mimi and Eunice. We could not have done this without our sponsors, Saveur La Caille. Be sure to follow them on Instagram and all the social media platforms. Ben Ulysse, he is one of the most amazing realtor in Broward County. If you're looking for a realtor, be sure to check him out. And also to Mimi's Boutique. You already know, we got the clothes, we got the looks. And if you're looking for someone to style you, we got you, boo. And also, 2 events that's coming up, November 9th through the 11th, Eunice is putting together her conference again. So be sure to follow her too so you can get all the updates and you do not want to miss it. Listen, if you are a prayer warrior, God is gonna touch and bless this room. So make sure you're there. And we have Sweet Tea and Testimony coming up in Palm Beach, October 22nd. So again, listen, God is everywhere. We're doing this. It's either with God or without Him, okay? And guess what? We're closing out, but remember, love on each other and make sure that you keep your prayer life safe. We love you. Thank you for watching again.